We have gone above and beyond with this one. Not only have we done, I guess, the regular maintenance servicing on this one, but we've chucked a heap of extras at the customer's request. He wanted to be fully off-grid, have autonomy to be off-grid for long periods of time. So stay tuned. Let's check out everything we've done on this, right from the service to the new battery system. So our brake and bearing services are quite comprehensive. We did a minor brake and bearing service with this one, but we did come across a few issues when we were conducting the service. So things like a broken stop tail light. This one had stopped working. It goes up in the rear mould on the back of the caravan. The Alco ESC, the electronic stability control, the light had stopped working. The system itself was still working, but no indicator light to say if it was actually working just by view, so we replaced that one as well. This is the breakaway. So the breakaway that stops the van if it becomes detached from the caravan, that had actually stopped working as well. So we've replaced that with the new bungee cord type, which is really handy. And we had some brake magnets. So the brake magnets have worn below legal. You can actually see on a bit of an angle here, this one's actually worn really poorly. So we replaced all his brake magnets as well. So our services are quite comprehensive, right from tow ball to tail lights, full inspection of chassis underneath, obviously wheels off, drums off, shoes off, and we're pulling bearings out, cleaning bearings, inspecting bearings, and then obviously repacking and refitting. The way we conduct our servicing, we strip everything down, we clean everything, we inspect everything, and then we actually touch base with the customers to let them know if we've come across anything. Obviously, if there's nothing to report back to the customers, there's obviously nothing to report, but we always touch base with our customers prior to doing any works on the caravan, just so you don't turn up and come back to a nasty bill for something you weren't quite expecting. So always a phone call to the customers to let them know what we found once the service is done. The customer had done was a gas check. So we're lucky enough at Suncoast Caravans, we have 2 licensed gas fitters on staff. So getting a gas check is crucial. We don't tell customers to get them every year, but I do suggest probably every second service to get a gas check done. It's as simple as checking regulator pressure. We also go through and check all your internal appliances. So we'll check your gas fridge if you have a gas fridge, hot water system, any cookers you may have in place, slide out barbecues and that sort of thing. So we're checking all those appliances for gas pressure. If there's any oil or anything in the regulator, making sure that your gas system is up to spec and safe. So one of the other things we picked up when we were doing the service, we also did a wheel alignment on this one. Really critically, when we're doing the wheel alignments, what we're looking for is uneven wear in the tyres. That's a key sign that there might be something wrong with the wheel alignment. When the customer come in, it was just something we added to the job. But we did pick up something else talking about tyres. Come around, the customer knew about this one and he did let us know, but we've advised him to change a tyre. So this is an old tyre off an old caravan here, so he knows about it, he's going to fix it. But we picked up that this tyre was made on the 9th week of 2013. So making this tyre nearly 12 years old. So there's no law about when you have to change your tyres, but this one's quite worn, the rubber's breaking down in the sidewall here, so he's going to chuck himself a new spare on there just to make sure he's safe for his next trip. But good idea, check your tyre date so we know how old your tyres are when you're hitting the road. One of the other customers' requests was for a new jack for the front of the caravan. We've gone with a black jack, the electric model, and we've hardwired it into the battery system using their side clamp. Simply pressing up or down. The other cool thing is it has the adjustability to move the pin from the bottom, so you can get it a little bit closer to the ground before you start using the electronics to take you up and off when you're trying to either level up at a campsite or unhook off the caravan. Alright guys, let's go inside and check out what we've done in here. So one of the other requirements from the customer was, with the big off-grid system that we're putting in this van, he wanted to be self-sufficient in regards to staying warm when he was off-grid. Now he had the option of the air conditioning unit, and that's a great option, but most air conditioning units on the market, when you get down to like the 1, 2, 3 degrees, the compressors can't keep up with the cold air outside and the warm air inside. So the customer has opted for a gas heater in this one. Rather than a gas or diesel heater. Some people choose either or. This customer wanted a gas heater. So we've put the gas heater underneath the bed, underneath the dinette seating, at the back here. Simply air in, air out, blowing down the aisle of the caravan. Obviously quite a large caravan, 22'6". So we wanted it blowing down the aisle to keep the whole caravan nice and warm. Now the customer, obviously we're at the club lounge at the back of the caravan. All the way at the front of the van is where the customers will be sleeping. Now the last thing we wanted was the customers having to get out of their nice cozy bed to turn the controller on. So we've run a data cable all the way from the back of the van all the way to the front, and we've mounted the controller right next to the bed of the head of the bed. You may have seen us talk about the Truma VarioHeats before, but if you want to see a full rundown on the Truma VarioHeat and how the controller works and how the unit actually works, check out the link below. We'll link another YouTube video in with all the details about the Truma VarioHeater. So the biggest part of this caravan renovation is the battery system. You've all seen us do battery systems before. This one's not really unique to a battery system that we've done before, but the customer's requirements sort of come into why we've put the system we have put in, and I guess how we've put the battery system in. The customer purchased the caravan with a King's lithium battery system in that wasn't adequate for their future travel requirements and also the power consumption that they wanted to have. The customer had some unique needs with a CPAP machine that they needed to use all night. They also wanted to be able to use the aircon in really hot temperatures when they're off grid, and also a compressor fridge to run. They were also using a portable fridge at times as well. So he's going to be a heavy user of power, and also they talked about air fryers and induction cooking as well. So we've got some heavy output appliances that we needed, and also the heavy long-term draws of like a CPAP machine and those other appliances. So we have gone with an Enerdrive battery system. We like Enerdrive battery systems. Their after-sales service is probably second to none in the industry. Their technicians they have at their head office to offer over the phone support is really great. We still find they make their battery systems for Australian conditions. They're still designing all their products here in Australia, which is really great. So let's break down the system a little bit and talk individual components and why we've done those individual components. So with this system, we've gone with two 300 amp hour Enerdrive BTEC batteries. We have got a custom lid that will go on top of here to make it safe and compliant with the new Australian laws, and we've also got just in here the little white cap you see there. That's a one-way valve to make air to be able to come out but not come in, so no dust is going to get in there when you're on dusty roads and that sort of thing as well. You'll see your kill switch on this back side of the cabinet as well. On this side here, we've gone with a 40 amp DC to DC charger. The customer already had that, so we've reutilised that for them. We've gone with two separate MPPT solar regulators. You would have seen with the massive solar bank we have up on the roof, it was required that we broke the system down into two separate components. So we've basically got two solar runs coming in there. I'll show you up the top in just a second. So we've got a 40 amp MPPT solar regulator, and we've got a 30 amp solar MPPT regulator there as well. We've then utilised the Enerdrive 2600 watt inverter. The 2600 watt inverter is going to give the customer the ability to run the air conditioning unit. It's going to give him the ability to run his CPAP machine. It's also going to give him the ability to run like induction cookers and those sort of things with high output sort of draws when starting, and then that'll get him over that sort of peak. We've also stuck with a 60 amp AC charger, so when the customer's at home and wants to reboot the system before they're going away, or if they're starting to run things, we've got a 60 amp charger there as well. If you sneak your head just over the back here, we have left the J35. We're using that as just a control hub to run lights, tank monitoring and that sort of thing, so that was already there in the build itself. So over this side here, we've got all the individual fuses for battery, e-power, DC to DC. So really easily, really accessible. And then the other fuse for the inverter there as well. All right, and we've gone absolutely crazy with the solar system and solar setup on this caravan to charge those big batteries inside. So we've got 8 190 watt solar panels here. We've got 2 separate solar banks. Every single panel is individually fused. I'll show you that downstairs when we go inside. But we've got over 1.5 kilowatt of solar up on the roof to recharge those batteries for when he's off grid. All right, we've seen that massive solar bank up there on the roof. As I sort of said earlier, we've broken the system down because we've got so much solar up there on the roof, we've broken it down into 2 sort of separate runs and separate systems with that. We've got the 40 amp hour MPPT, so that's running off the bigger block here. So you can see individual fuse blocks, so each individual solar panel that's up on the roof is individually fused. So if you ever have an issue with a solar panel, you'll be able to come down and check, or if you have a crack in a solar panel or something like that, a bird strike, you can pull the fuse out and drop that one solar panel. You're not dropping out your whole system. So the bigger system there on the 40 amp hour, and then the smaller one with 3 panels, we're dropping here on the 30 amp hour. So keeping that nice and simple, easy to use, really easily labelled. Moving on here is the inverter. So we've seen the 2600 watt Enerdrive inverter. This is a controller for it up here. Really simple and easy to use, simply just power on, power off. When using this inverter, we've got it wired into, it's a transfer switch inverter, so it'll kill all the power, power up all the power points around the whole caravan. The only thing it won't power up is your hot water system. As I said earlier, it's even wired into air conditioning, so you can use aircon while off-grid. The customer wanted a very simple system, very similar to me, nice and simple, very easy to use, but wanted bulk power, so we never had to worry about running out of power. So we've kept it nice and simple with an ePro controller. So with this one, you can simply track power in, power out, and also give you a state of charge where the power is, all with a very simple, easy control face in there. So all in all, I think he's got the system that he really needs. We've got bulk power input coming back in to rejuvenate those batteries. We've got some big batteries in there, 600 amp hours of lithium, but giving him all the interface and controlling he needs with a very simple ePro battery system. All right, guys, well, that's a wrap. That's all the modifications we've done on this Jayco journey. What do you think? Have we overcapitalized on this Jayco, or has the customer really upgraded the caravan to get exactly what he wants without running out having to buy a brand new van? Tell us what you think in the comments below. Let us know. And if you want to get in touch with us about doing some renovations on your caravan rather than buying a new caravan, reach out to us at suncoastcaravanservice.com.au.